You're unmuted, so don't take.
Man, I'll just waste my time.
Mute us.
They take
Hot mic.
everything and they have.
Hot mic.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Have access.
They both got really good spring.
But their phone is like a little man.
It's not the center, that probably doesn't anymore. It's not.
60, 57 miles.
Springdale's for a park. Parking lot. Project, like Perfect paper.
That's when they saw.
It's for express time the other day. I didn't mind. It's the same thing in the morning. We're all green. Fellas, everybody like the kind of espresso. I trust the Starbucks people.
We went under.
Engineers, so that too.
She was.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Another thing.
I was gonna say when you have.
I fell through trail.
Like for like.
I'm like, guys, how hard?
I like sitting.
You know,
Comes the cover.
the second time I went out there.
Yeah, it was pretty. This is other phrase.
Fascinating.
Still got her.
Saints.
Pollinator.
Well,
Garden, like
This
plant.
small, gonna be really bored.
You're looking for when he gets back.
30 minutes, cause it, yeah, anything for.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
I see it.
know what it is.
And the back seats are all up too.
It's rough now, but I mean, it wasn't blooming.
Well, has a.
You
Council, didn't that go to the council?
got a fence, you gotta have a football for on your side.
Trucks, I'm like, that's no issue. Your buffer is gonna be.
Last week and then finishing up.
Guess did we get 12?
And then one.
It's really easy to go down. That's right.
Native plants from.
How many? Three?
22.
No, three of those that'll fly.
Dudes from somewhere.
This will attract a lot of bees.
Sure.
You know, it used to be illegal. Now we go
2024.
the highway.
About 3 months ago.
Cherokee.
Mine was very, and it was not even, I think.
Toss the flowers off.
And it was.
That's good.
They're like.
So.
Probably,
Where'd it come from?
used to be.
I don't know.
You share something?
Put down these.
It's been Bill and.
Snipe is a good
How
side.
big the road up or
Old car.
now. Straight.
We have one take 30.
It's like, what was that? He
Got that high, but it was.
ever give
Shoot.
Some people like
that stuff? We would spray the heck out of coconuts and they out.
You're doing yourself, or you like pick meat. So how are you?
Still.
Maybe if you don't, your qualifications. They're trying to. Relationship. Used to buy.
Like, I think about.
Why are you lying?
You know what our evil master street plan looks like? You know, nope. If you're honest, dude, sure. I mean, I appreciate it.
You know, the purpose of it is real hard. It's really hard. Read only training.
It comes with the game, right?
If you diligence.
As long as you got a good time.
Us, yeah, that was just us.
Hey, this is.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Well, that's you. We gotta make it up. That's just it. I'm sorry, but. Anyway, see it?
Yeah.
I never will forget that one meeting we had where Jerry. Had a. And you say, what's your? I don't want any more. And you like, you can't say that. It's not. This is liability. Self up for personal liability on this.
Yeah, I don't think so. I know he didn't think exactly. Now, man, I'm like, what?
They brought that on. Gonna teach you written.
You're all drunk now. Be careful.
And you can't do that.
But I think he moved on. So that's why.
I do.
I'm dragging a hose up there.
Send them to Devon so they didn't trick him.
Oh, okay.
In case.
Well, I don't want for that.
They were backwards when I was reading.
Unless they they put it in wingdings. I do. Yeah.
Made the cater for things. She's thinking something, so she was telling me that days and all water. Perhaps it probably shouldn't.
You can see.
30,000.
That's.
I saw the state gave it to me.
Is that Other tech.
Well, Same size fish.
But they're claiming.
Screen is really.
They just post.
Perhaps.
Think of it, 'cause I had four.
That seem right.
102.
First thing.
And
We knew that was going on for years. We say bake it for.
She has.
Yeah, no, we're not getting cater.
they text me.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Almost like they need to have a,
It backs up to a creek.
be the like all that an impact.
Yeah. What do you want?
She have leather seats? Yeah.
Still remember Dave Mike.
It's
Maybe.
It's on me.
A little bit. There's only one. That's he says like cheap. It's like.
Is Rabel on there yet?
Yes. Just checked, he is there. Bill Laporte, I just promoted him to.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm here.
I don't know about that.
Thanks to the warning.
Raise his hand.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started this evening with the City of Centerton Planning Commission, July 21st, 2026, with a roll call.
Barth,
I'm here.
Joey Engel,
Here.
Tony Davis,
Here.
Frank Langford,
Here.
Ben Lewis,
Here.
Devin Murphy,
Here.
Curtis Ramsey,
Here.
John Sessoms,
Here.
Brandon Swoboda.
Here.
All right, first thing on the agenda this evening is the approval of the planning minutes from 7/7 of 2026.
On a motion to approve the minutes from 7/7/26.
Yeah, there you go.
Motion and a second. Is anyone opposed? Next thing on the agenda is the ratification of the admin approvals. It looks like a home occupation for a barbecue sauce and rubs. Any questions, comments from either the commissioners or staff on this one? If not, then I would entertain a motion for the ratification of the admin approvals.
This Tony, I make a motion to approve the ratification of administration approvals.
Second.
Motion is second. Is anyone opposed? A little bit of discussion here under other business, short-term rentals discussion on establishing code requirements. Who would like to cover this?
So we have been discussing, changing the way that we do the short-term rentals from being the full conditional use process to being more kind of like our hops are set up. Where staff receives them, staff reviews them, and then we bring them to you guys as like a ratification. You can always ask questions if it gets brought up. We've seen it happening in Bella Vista and then someone a little bit farther away, but like Conway does it as well. They still have like an application fee and they still have to follow certain standards, but they're the same standards across the board. For every short-term rental is treated equally. So we wanted to bring it to your guys' attention to see if you guys had any questions or comments about it, disagreements, whatever, just so we can maybe start working on it on our end to create. Like, it would be a code amendment to Title 14 since it's already listed.
And so
as conditional.
the residents wouldn't know in this particular case. So
That's my question. It's a
No public-
Like they
public
do.
hearing or no?
They wouldn't have to do a public hearing, no. But it would be on the agenda like a HOP would be.
And I can't recall one that we've,
We've never denied.
No to.
Met the requirements.
obviously it's if there's concerns and we get those, we'll reevaluate it, but I don't think we've ever said no.
Well, if there's ever a complaint or whatnot, they have to come back.
Right.
Which is like basically what we would do and what is shown on some of the, like I put some examples in there for you guys to look at the applications. All the conditions we already set on the short-term rentals would be listed out and they would be signing off on that, agreeing that these are the conditions that they have to follow. With the addition to having all of those conditions listed inside of the home as well. And then they would, of course, still have to do the fire inspection and everything like that, but, this is just the same conditions we put on a conditional use, it's just a little bit less of a time
Yeah.
for them to come in and have to present and do the whole thing when they're the same across the board. It's rare that we have a real unique one, and this still gives us a notification when they're coming into our city.
Right.
Bella Vista puts a cap on the amount of short-term rentals that they can have. I think they just raised their cap, but I think it was like 450 at one point. They raised it to 600. We're obviously not that big. From what I have found, we only have about 63 short-term rentals in Centerton, that I have found across like Airbnb, Vrbo, the whole nine. So we can discuss a cap later on when we bring it to you guys for more discussion, but I just wanted to get your guys' kind of thoughts on transitioning from this position of like the lengthy conditional use process to more of an admin, still following conditions process.
And I would like to add that we could, if the not having a public hearing and notifying the public of a short-term rental, since that would not be, the public hearing part would not be a thing, we could still do what we do for subdivisions and developments, where we still notify the public by posting a sign on the property, but they don't have to do all of the publication, the mailing, the posting around town, and they don't have that 2-week wait time either.
It could be like 7 days.
Is there an opportunity in the new app? Are you guys gonna publish on there as well? Anything with planning or not?
I think that the mayor does publish on the app, but we post like the agenda and the packets and everything on the website, and I think that he sends that out to the app too.
But as far as,
public
applications and things like that, no, it would be for like if we're doing a public involvement or a survey or something to that effect. And if we change the code, we'd probably have it on there that, hey, there's gonna be a meeting pertaining to updating the short-term rental bill.
So is the timeline indefinite or 1 year? 3
They would
years?
have to come back, from the way that I've seen it working best between both Conway and Bella Vista, they make them renew them on a yearly basis. It's $100 application to start out, and then it's $50 every year to renew. And that way that gives us an idea of, okay, we went from 65 to maybe 62 that year. Or we're at 65 and now we're at like 70 and that's where we're at, so it's just it's not a pre-application, they're just submitting a document that's like, hey, we're still operating, and then it's an application fee of $50.
Validating the rules the conditions haven't changed, then the
Yeah.
event hasn't changed.
Yeah,
Because it's kind of like a business license.
yeah, basically.
So we would have somebody tracking the rentals from year to year as it goes on.
Yeah, they would
Never-
we would just automate it in a way that they would get like our business license, it gets like, they get an email at their year mark, or we would set it for January 1 or whatever it is.
And I do like the sign in the yard notice, whether it's
Yeah.
7 days or whatever, just to let those neighbors know.
I also think, obviously with this being code revision, we'll have like opportunities to bring the topic back and
Mhm.
bring ideas for the code revisions back, and we can make comments on it and make changes as we go, similar to how we had done the schedule of uses. So if you have more ideas, or if we bring something to you guys and you're like, oh, this is actually terrible,
Mhm.
there will be opportunities for that.
Yeah, we just kind of wanted your blessing to make sure that this is something that you would be
Interested in us.
interested in staff going forward.
I mean, I think directionally,
It triggered how many we had gotten in the last like 6 months.
I figure directionally it's,
Well, I'm assuming if y'all move this direction, the things that you included in here from Conway and Bella Vista are documents you guys would be creating.
Yeah.
You'd be going into more detail about, okay, if you
Yeah.
can't park on the street, you gotta park on,
Yep.
can't park on the grass, can't park in the.
Yes. We would have a general setup condition set, and then similar to how we have for the hub, where they need to meet all of those conditions in order for it to be considered a hub.
Would we vote on those conditions or would the council have to, or is that just something?
I mean, we would bring it to you guys for discussion and then because it's a code amendment, it would have to go to council anyway.
And have a public hearing for all those as well.
And there'll be a qualm in there, kind of like how we have hops, if there's like an issue where staff deems it needs to be evaluated by you guys, say it's like parking is very unique and we know that it's very unique. We always have the opportunity to bring it to you guys for more discussion out, and we can set and like give us the opportunity to set conditions outside of the set conditions that are already existent.
The current process is too cumbersome
Yes.
for that, and I think you might actually spur more involvement with that permit if we make it a little simpler.
Yes.
Track them better.
Yes, we want to have the tracking ability, and I think that if we dumb it down a little bit, more people will definitely be more apt to want to put in for it to be, to let us know that they're in and around the area.
I think that would make people definitely that are just like, hey, I'm gonna do this, but I don't wanna deal with all the city stuff and just do it on the slide.
For sure.
Hopefully keep,
And a lot of the comments that we get when we get applications for a short-term rental, when they hear about the public hearing part of things, they are like, all that for a short-term rental, and it's a lot.
and then it's
Especially when the conditions don't change.
Right.
and the cost of mailing for just, you know, a general person when they're
And
in
the
like,
application.
like in Featherston, that's a lot of
In a
people.
neighborhood, so you.
It's,
So much.
Yeah.
you know, several $100s extra for the applicant.
I like it.
Yeah, I think. Good stuff.
Got a question.
Yeah.
Going back to, you guys were mentioning putting a sign in the yard for public hearing. If we make it an admin approval, you're not gonna have a public hearing though, right?
We can require it still though.
We could have it, so we would, what we do for subdivisions and developments is they post a public notice sign, not a notice of public hearing. So that's what we would so they would still be notified of when it would be seen at planning commission, and they could still make comment on it if they want to, but it wouldn't have
We wouldn't open it up to the public for
Right.
comments.
right.
That way people would still be aware that, hey,
This is happening in my neighborhood.
right.
And then really it's a neighborhood thing, like it's their POA and
Yeah.
you know, that's something we don't deal with. That's.
Cause I would argue we don't do that for hops.
Right.
People don't have to notify their neighbors when they're running a business inside the home. Short-term rentals, kind of that same style, but if we think that,
It's gonna have more of an impact than a
Then-
regular short-term rental.
then we can definitely
Do more.
put it on there.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we'll be using like Conway and Bella Vista and other places as examples.
Yeah.
We'll reference and add things that make sense for us, like our city.
Accessory dwelling unit discussion on updating the code requirements per Act 313.
I got the number right when I had it posted earlier. I had 303. Diane got dyslexic with numbers. Of course, we've known about this since last year. We're not the last ones to the bus stop on this one. Lots of other cities haven't changed their codes either. They're just kind of not enforcing the requirements that they had before, unless it was an above and beyond. Unless it's like something more than 1,000 square feet, then we can regulate it. But as of right now, accessory dwelling units are allowed by right in all single-family residential areas. We can still have rules on it as far as, do we want to keep the same building setback as it would be for the main house? Or do we want to adjust it to say, okay, you can go smaller if there's, you know, a smaller building setback if there's not an easement, for example, or if we want to keep them all standard. The size, if somebody has a huge house and they say, oh, well, I can do 75% of my dwelling, it's like, no, the max is 1,000 square feet. So if somebody comes in and wants an accessory dwelling unit that's 1,200 square feet, then they would still have to get a conditional use. But right now, we don't have anything in our code that describes what the actual regulations are for the accessory dwelling unit. So that's something else that we need to get going on. So it was more just to get God's blessing to make sure that it's okay to start updating that code also, or lack thereof.
We have to.
What was that?
I think we have to.
Right, we do have to.
About time we get,
You guys could be like, heck, no, we won't go. And we would be like, okay.
Right now, we're just not enforcing the fact that they have to get a conditional use. It's just,
we get finished with it, it'll change probably, so. I
exactly.
say that out loud, dang it.
You are not incorrect.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, have there been any lawsuit, appeal, anything of that related to it at this point?
Not that I've heard here or in the state of Arkansas that I've heard, unless Brian's heard anything different. I've not heard of anything
I'm
yet,
not aware of anything at this time.
and I don't know of any place that's just been bum rushed with a gazillion accessory dwelling units. I mean, we've had more people call and question about it. But, you know, then they figured, oh, my lot's only this big. I have to be this far from the house and I have to be this far from this. And they got, well, I don't have room. It's not our problem. So,
You guys want to share some planning commissioner training,
yes.
VHS tape or something I heard?
You know, I looked at a DVD earlier. It was terrible. So I'm like, I am absolutely not doing this to
She
these
had like
guys.
a portable DVD player and I was like,
She's like, what is that? Yeah, it's just super simple. We're working on coming up with this planning magazine education. This was called Planet is Zen. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. They do have a proper planning commissioner training that we could do at the planning commission meetings if we have something that's not slow, you know, something where we don't have a lot of stuff going on. So we're looking at doing that, but we just wanted to do like a stopgap thing, and I hope this works okay for audio. We shall see, but it's like 20 minutes. There's one that's 9 minutes and the other one's 20. So beware, I might ask you if you learned anything or not, though.
Oh, I could teach this one.
Yeah, you probably know all of it. And the reason I picked this one is because with the new downtown plan, this is probably going to be, at least for that area, the type of code that we'll be looking at more than our typical. That's why I picked this one.
There was actually a long and vigorous debate.
Whoa. Hang on a minute. Okay, how do I get rid of this? Turn it up. I don't know if there's speakers up there. Again, I did not try this in here, so.
can you pause it?
Are you gonna read it to us?
Paused it.
Yeah. I'm gonna just turn the captions on.
What if I can't read?
Well, it doesn't technically need to be audio recorded now.
Careful there,
Play it.
careful.
We'll see if we get a weird echo. Mine on mute. No.
Can you,
Yeah, what?
can you change where the speakers are?
Let me see if I can. Hang on just a second. Hold that thought.
CBL one.
She's sharing her screen.
Audio. There's none that go to that.
Can you play it again?
Okay, maybe just mute that microphone. No one like.
challenging because there is no density requirement or density metric. And sizing utilities based on form-based zoning is very challenging. I don't know anybody else that's done it, but we tried. It makes it difficult because it's more about how many stories the building is than how many units or how many people or how many square foot the building is.
It's like how it,
From a utility perspective, it's challenging. From a zoning perspective, it seems like a new progressive way to think of things. There's definitely challenges with it. And I've also seen that we have developers come in that think they want a zoning classification that would be at the very far edge of, they might not even get it because it requires additional review and additional constraints to meet. That can normally take the product they want to make and fit it into a standard zoning classification. It's real open, I guess, real open-ended, and it's all about building height and size. So it's a different paradigm.
you guys did it across all of Bentonville.
Yeah, and then we matched the sewer flows up with the proposed zoning
Oh,
and invested $250 million. Yep.
any other thoughts, comments, things you've learned? Lisa, I just wanted to give this to you guys to get an idea of, this would probably be something, as I said, for like the downtown, the new downtown area, and not something we'd necessarily be thinking of, across the board. Yeah,
How
just,
do you transition back to a normal? That's gonna be the challenge.
yeah, I'm not sure, because
That's why we,
most places in Arkansas aren't super versed on
right.
the transect zoning and floor-based.
Is it just us and Rogers?
Yeah,
Who does it?
Lowell does it, okay.
Okay.
I don't know about Central Arkansas.
Yep.
I know that Metro Plan came up with a, kind of a guide for other cities to look at just, if they want to do their own form-based code, but I don't know offhand who all has adopted it in Central Arkansas.
Are there some larger cities that have been doing this for a while? Outside of Arkansas, I'm talking like cities, 1 million people or more.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot about like your big states like Florida, New York, California, things of that nature.
Austin's gone to that now, Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Started like in the metropolitan, and I think that we have a set of uniqueness here because we don't have anything in our downtown. And so if we create that transition, it's kind of starting from scratch. And I think other cities with over 1 million have had to figure it out and how to incorporate it, like you said, with like the things that already exist around it. But most of the time when we go to conferences and learn about it, it's your major cities, and they're doing it across the board for their entire city, not just in a district, like in just a downtown area. It's something that they utilize across the board. We've heard great stories, we've heard not great stories, so.
Yeah, and there's some smaller, like suburban kind of areas that have started doing this. We went to one, it's like Indiana, it's like an Indiana and Kalamazoo, yeah, Michigan. And the town just south of it and Indiana have started doing the transect and are kind of working together on that one. And they're still bigger than we are, but they're not, Providence, they're not Austin, things like that. They are.
We can put those, I have those documents from our conference, I'll put them in the Dropbox for you guys.
What are some of the challenges they've seen with it?
I think it's the existing
They're
environment.
advertising it.
Yeah,
It's the existing environment.
and the learning curve
You
for,
gotta teach the whole city and new developers a whole new way of.
it's a whole lot more work for us, to figure, lots more math. To figure out, how does this fit in? Does this match what we have for the form, for the open space, for the floor area, for the mass? So it definitely would be more brain power.
Like Joey said, the utilities and everything too.
Right.
It's all, it has to be a well-oiled machine or it doesn't work. and you're implementing it into an existing environment, it poses issues when you're trying to use this form-based code next to a zoning area that already existed outside of the form-based code, because they're not following the same thing. So you have to be careful with that too, so.
When Rogers rolled this out maybe 2 years ago, something like that.
Pretty recently.
I remember, to Joey's point, I remember a lot of the utilities had issues with, and it's because they didn't take input when they were deciding what that form was gonna be. And
You get a 12-foot alley, and the buildings are right next to it, where are the utilities?
Right.
and some of they like, I remember sitting in the meeting with electric and they were like, yeah, well, good luck, because we're not bringing power to it like this.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that's gotta be. You gotta go and get input. You can't just
Yes.
make that determination here, what it's gonna look like.
I mean, or some sort of, hybrid type thing, because that's something that I think will impact the downtown, is how everything, the new town, how it fits together, how they work together, how it feels like to be walking down the street. We don't want, the big vacant walls when you're trying to make a walkable neighborhood, because that just kind of makes you feel ick.
Yeah.
When it's just a big blank wall or big open areas, and then buildings that went back here, buildings back up here. So,
Learning.
do you learn anything super stellar? I tried to keep it where it wasn't like super boring. I looked at one DVD that I was like, no. I listened to 5 minutes and said, I can't.
Get VHS tape next time.
The second she said she was on the hunt for a DVD, I was like, we're gonna roll the card out.
Like I said, I watched 5 minutes.
It's gonna be
and said,
this big and it's gonna have static on the.
I can't watch.
Room.
So,
We're gonna turn the lights off and on.
but we are trying to come up with something also that you guys could go to a site on your own time. And say, these are ones that we've approved for you guys to do. It's free. You just have to log in here, and then we'll need to figure out a way to like log so that we have proof you did it, and not you hit a button and went.
Yeah.
So,
But we do have some videos that we did research on just while we're in this transition period to get you guys training. Of course, there's still ACE and Carpos in the middle of it, but you can always join Carpo whenever. But we found some other YouTube videos, so I'll put the links to them in like a Word document in the Dropbox for you guys to have access to.
A link to the ACE stuff too?
Yes.
Cause I thought Jeff Hawkins one time, years back, that's what he brought in was some ACE. We used to sit with him training and stuff, and I thought they were ACE.
We have login, like, give it like PDFs that like talk about how to log into it and everything. If we don't, I'll write something up for you guys, and if you guys have issues, just send us an email, or you can even call the office and we can help you guys out. If you guys do watch the YouTube videos that we do provide, just shoot us an email. I'm taking your word. All of you. Make me look dumb.
They move their name tags. You really trust them?
But they're really like, they're insightful, but they're also like not just someone talking to you. A lot of them have like animations that kind of are a little bit more intriguing, so.
Like the teeth.
Like the teeth.
that was kind of entertaining.
I was hoping he was gonna do the whole mouth.
I know, he just stopped there. It's like, I want to see what happens if you do all of that. What
Yeah.
happens?
I said more
They help me.
They'll be in there and we'll just keep getting you guys some more
than I-
videos, and then I've got an Excel sheet where I'm logging your guys' hours and stuff.
Teeth ain't.
So if you're ever like, where am I at? Just shoot us an email, let you know.
And we're trying to do it, especially when we have a meeting that is no more than like 30 minutes. We don't want to torture.
So we get credit for 20 to 9 or?
I'll give you 30.
I'll give you half.
Dang, look at that.
That's why I put them
So,
both
some-
together, because one
We
wasn't
did-
long enough.
Well, and we had a discussion after. as
We
well.
talked about it. I really.
We did take notes, so. All right, thank you guys for doing that. I'll give a quick update. We did have, we're in the middle of still interviewing 12 candidates that applied for the planning commission. We do wrap those up. I think it's on Thursday. So just so you guys know. The next planning meeting is 8/4. And if you can't be here, let us know. Then I'll see you before there's a council meeting that'll be on the 11th.
Do you want to check?
I will. Anything else from you guys?
Kayla, You didn't see her at the last planning meeting. You're probably not gonna see her until she gets back from maternity leave, because
Do you have her baby?
no, she hasn't had her baby yet. But
This would have been her last piece.
She looked close.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
to be working
It
from
literally
home.
could be any day
of
now.
August.
Yeah.
She enjoys the feels like 114 degrees outside.
No, she's like, she was here this morning and was like, I am completely miserable, so she went home.
Like all the good birthdays ahead.
Oh, no, she has not had the baby, but next week she'll be working from home if she can, if the baby doesn't come in the middle of the week. And then officially August, she's off on maternity leave till October.
Did you guys have something that you wanted to bring up to the planning commission or
Yes, sir.
to do that? Yeah, if you'll just come up here and your name and then.
Well, my name is Jesus Rodriguez, and I'm just speaking on behalf of my father, Jose Rodriguez. He's part of a taqueria that we want to build over here on the west side of town, by the Lonesome Oak range. So basically, just a little history on us. We're a family of restaurateurs. We own restaurants in Fayetteville, La Hacienda, San Miguel, and Casa Jovero. We opened La Hacienda in 2000, San Miguel in 2014. And then just recently, I've gone to Brightwater, attended there. I'm technically a chef. I don't like the title to use like that. But that's something that we want to bring to Centerton. And from my understanding, our architect is telling us and our builder that there's certain requirements within the city that, you know, are required on, you know, I think septic and sewage. And we've spoken with the city. They told us that there's a timeline on when we're going to get sewage. But the thing is, we purchased this property back in 2006, I think my dad did, or even before. So, you know, they've always told us about like every 2-3 years, hey, we're getting sewer this way, we're getting sewer this way. It's gotten to a point where, you know, after 20 years, we're like, hey, let's just pull the trigger. And we feel like there's enough, you know, movement on this side of town. There's enough, you know, people to where we could bring enough unique product for the city and as well, you know, bring taxes, you know, pay taxes for the city, you know, and become a resource and for the community and, you know, just something else for another dining option on this side of town. And it's something that from our understanding, you know, with that septic and everything, that's kind of something that's been holding it. But, you know, we've already gone through with Fayetteville on certain things that we have wanted to do a development there. And, you know, with us, we always dot our I's, cross our T's. So that's something, if anything that's required on, you know, our end to improve it or whatever you guys want to, you know, I know like Fayetteville, they have certain things like if you want to put like a for storage, they want you to beautify it and make it look pretty and stuff. So whatever it is that this, you know, Centerton wants us to do on their behalf, you know, we're willing to do it and work with you guys, you know, and more than anything, we want to bring something to Benton County and Centerton and for you guys also. And I think that's it for the most part.
What I'd say is, I mean, these guys are obviously the staff over here or certain resource
Okay,
to
yeah.
help understand that.
Awesome.
There's a lot of resources online as well. We have a lot of, you know, design ideas. We have thoughts, you know, we've got what our master plan and some other stuff. So you can actually see what the, you know.
Yeah, I've gone through some of the things with the master plans and I've been kind of keeping up with how you guys are moving the downtown and everything. And just with the presentation we walked in on, I was like, okay, that's unique to know and know what direction you guys are going because there's certain towns in Northwest Arkansas where they're not really, they don't want to work with you no matter what, even if you're trying to bring business to their town or their city. And I feel like Centerton's definitely a prime location, a prime spot for us to be able to plug something in and, you know, really bring good food to you guys out here.
Yeah, I think these guys can always, and they share ideas too. So if you have a vision, they can tell you, here's what the rules are.
Yeah.
And you could challenge and, you know, it's kind of the way that I would say it and, you know, run ideas and then be before us and.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's like a checklist they gave to my architect that he's gone through. So for the most part, I think that's it. But, you know, he just really wanted us to express, I guess, our plan to the city and, you know, just kind of, you know, give you guys a little bit of an idea what we want to do. And, you know, a lot of the times you see like the restaurant on a piece of paper or taqueria or whatever, you're like, it's nothing really. For us, you know, we've been here in this area for 20+ years doing this kind of business. So, you know, we feel like after 20 years, I was like, hey, Centerton's running here. And I mean, we didn't realize how much traffic there was on the way here now. Like, there's definitely an opportunity for business here. But yeah, thank you for your time and I'll definitely use those resources like you said, sir, and hopefully you'll see me soon.
All right, we look forward
Have
to
you spoken, sorry, have you spoken, you have a civil engineer?
I believe so, yeah. We have a civil engineer. I believe for the most part, from my understanding, we have pretty much everything in place.
A large scale development under review right now.
Great.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna talk about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sewer thing, but he already knows about it.
No, and I do suggest to like, to understand more, we do have water and sewer commission meetings. And we can send you an email with some of those dates too, of like the
Okay.
next ones. They're open to the public for you guys to attend.
Oh, okay, that's
To have a better understanding and ask the questions that you have regarding like sewer extensions as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
Yep.
You have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just provided them comments on their latest submittal not too long ago, so they're getting there.
All right, anything else from staff?
Not that I can think of.
Anything else from any of the commissioners? If not, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion, a couple seconds. Anyone opposed?